Hello, my name is Joseph Arnold. Today I'm going to be talking about the crucial importance of prioritizing your well-being in all areas of your life, as an artist and just in general, as the world goes more and more mad. If you, just like the oxygen mask in the airplane, you put your oxygen mask on, you can't help other people if you're drowning or unconscious, let's say in the airplane. But if you're drowning in your own grief and struggles, then you're not going to be as great of service to those around you. And a big part of what Soulforce Performance Arts is all about is being of service to a world in need, to those people around you and other beings. Good. So I'm going to talk about that. Going to talk about what that looks like from the integral model and the flow genome model, and going to give you some basic framework and also something to take home with you today. Again, my name is Joseph Arnold, and I'm a violinist, Alexander technique teacher, and founder of the Soulforce Arts Academy. Well-being is one of the 6 pillars of Soulforce Arts. I've done videos here in this video series. So yeah, this is 100 Days of Soulforce. This is day 8. I've done some other videos so far in this series on inner being, on life purpose, how the purpose of Soulforce Arts is to heal the world, and how to play from the heart, and how to release excess tension from your body. And then here's the 6th pillar, which is about just well-being, taking care of yourself very well overall. So my view is that artists are leaders. You are a leader, whether you know it or not. And yeah, we can see this when somebody goes up on stage. They lead their audience through an experience. And you can either be a conscious leader or an unconscious leader. And an unconscious leader just goes up there and puts their blinders on and does their thing and scurries off the stage, hoping that they didn't shame themselves. But a more conscious leader, some of those fears might come up when you go up on stage, but you're aware that you have this role. You're aware that how you are, your quality of being, what you pay attention to, your quality of art, affects the audience, and that ripples out into the world. So yes, you're then, like, the better you take care of yourself, the better able you're able to take care of the people around you. Still a little early, so the words aren't coming quite all that clearly this morning. Yeah, you get the picture. And what you want is to first take care of yourself really, really well. And then once you have that in place, is to take care of those few people around you, close friends, family, etc., coworkers. And then once that's going really well, then you can start to think about taking care of other people. But it all starts with you. One effective model of self-care is the integral model. Integral theory was something coined by Ken Wilber, a very influential philosopher of the last, I don't know, he's maybe in his 60s now. Yeah, really highly recommend his books. Lots of videos and that kind of thing on YouTube as well. And this says that there's inner and outer well-being, and also personal and collective well-being. And so we can think of well-being on the physical level. Are you taking care of your body? Are you strong? Are you eating well? Are you sleeping well? Are you not using toxic substances? 2, the emotional level. Have you done your shadow work? Have you dealt with your trauma? Or are you dealing with your trauma? Almost everybody has trauma. And one of the big things that I see in the world is everybody's been traumatized, especially by COVID, but just like living in this society, it's traumatizing for everybody. And part of the polarization and strife that we see is evidence of this hidden, unexamined trauma that we have. So it's so important to take care of that. All right, and then intellectual well-being. Are you learning, and are you taking care of your mind? This could also be sort of a mindfulness thing, where meditating and that kind of idea that'll sharpen your mind. And then spiritually, meditation also goes along well with this. But do you have some way of connecting to something larger than yourself? Something outside the personal ego? Right, and then each of those things can happen either from a stance of like just yourself, and also how that happens in community. And so that's kind of a brief overview of integral model. It's very complex and a lot of fun to study if you're into that kind of thing. Another model that I really like is from Jamie Wheal, who is the guy I heard about Soulforce from in a podcast, a Future Thinkers podcast. And Jamie Wheal is a flow expert, and he runs something called the Genome Project. And flow states have all kinds of benefits. They're a lot of fun, and they help regulate your system really well. And they have these 3 ways of benefiting us. And they are ecstasis, so like joy, excitement, inspiration; catharsis, which is release, healing, getting stuff out of your system, things that need to be said or need to be felt. 3rd, communitas. Having trustworthy people you love around you, doing things with them. Communitas. So ecstasis, catharsis, communitas. And this is a really powerful model. When you have these 3 things, especially if you have them together, then you're more and more likely to enter into flow states, and that's just so good for your well-being overall. And this is what we want in the arts, right? The arts is all about flow states, except when it's not. And many of the problems that I see in especially conservatory culture and the gotta get it right kind of frame of mind is that it does not elicit these flow states. But when performances are going really well, right, it's all about flow, and it's so much fun. It's so enjoyable. You can just let go of everything in the outside world and just lose yourself in the performance with other people. It's great, right? So learning about the genome of flow, about the various aspects of flow, you can really help yourself get into that more and more often. A couple more very brief things about flow. So one is, in order to get into a flow state, it's got to be something that you enjoy doing. Okay? It can't be something you dislike doing. It's got to have a certain level of difficulty. Not terribly difficult so that you're stressed out, and not terribly easy so that you're bored. Goldilocks Zone. You'll probably notice this with certain performances. If the pieces are like way too difficult or you're underprepared, like, or it's like so easy, you've done it a million times, you're bored out of your mind. That's not good. That's not flow either. But right in the middle, that's what we want. And how you do this, how you implement this, is to come up with a big list of all the things that typically get you into more of a flow state. Think of things that you do that are more restful, more active, more healing oriented, more inspiration oriented, more community oriented, things you do with other people. Make a big list of these things. It could be meditation, time in the woods, could be skydiving, or getting together with your friends and playing songs, whatever it might be for you. And then calendar these, put them on a calendar. Do things every day. Get a couple everyday things. Do a bigger weekly thing. You write it in your calendar. You make sure you put it in there. And an even bigger monthly thing. And a quarterly thing. And a yearly thing. And it could be your yearly thing. You go to a cabin in the woods for 10 days by yourself. Or you go to the Bahamas or something, Something that's like, if you did that one thing, then you know that the whole rest of your year was worth it. Like that's the yearly thing. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of our time. So the whole point of all of this, the whole point is to boost your well-being in a world that's losing its mind. To be able to stand in your well-being, stand in what brings you alive, to be able to come more alive in this time of strife. That's soul force. To really stand in that, to prioritize that, to have clarity that taking care of yourself will bring benefit to, of course, yourself and the whole world. That's soul force. When you are in a performance and you play from the heart, even though it might be a difficult performance, that's soul force. When you teach a lesson and it's hard to connect with the student, but there's at least some part of you that's feeling compassion for that student and is listening for ways of connection. That's soul force. When you're practicing and you're not just drilling, but you're like actively having fun, enjoying yourself, that's also soul force. So this is my invitation to you. Take good care of yourself, because the world needs your soul force. Yeah, we really need you. We need you to show up. We can't do it without you. This is why my motto for the Soulforce Arts Academy is the world needs your soul force. It's true. Yeah, and so that's what Soulforce Arts Academy is all about. Cultivating soul force in all aspects of your artistic life, so that you can really shine and make incredibly expressive, powerful art. The kind of art that makes miracles for your audience. Because boy, do we need some miracles right now. We sure do. please do stay tuned. This is only day 8 of 100 Days of Soulforce. If you like this stuff, you can subscribe to my channel. Follow me on wherever you find this. You can go to josepharnold.com to sign up for my email list, my newsletter. Well, you'll get more of this kind of stuff, the blog posts and whatnot. Yeah, I also have a blog on my website you can sign up for. And yeah, please do reach out. I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions, comments, if you want lessons in Alexander technique and or this whole Soulforce thing, just let me know. Yeah, okay, I'll see you tomorrow.